Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with sticky garlic pork chops. That's right, it's been quite a while since we posted a pork chops recipe. I think. To be honest, at this point they sort of all blur together. But I believe it's been a while. And it's not like I've been holding out on purpose. I was just waiting for something extra special, which this truly is. And when you consider the amount of deliciousness you're going to be enjoying after making this, other than chopping up some garlic, there's virtually no work involved here. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. And first up, we're going to prep our sauce, which by the way is also our marinade. So into this bowl, I'm going to add some brown sugar. And by the way, have we ever gotten an answer from brown sugar on how come it tastes so good? I don't think so. But anyway, besides some light brown sugar, we're also going to need 6 or 7 cloves of crushed or very, very finely chopped garlic. We will also want to pour in some rice vinegar, as well as the exotic and odd-smelling Asian fish sauce, which as they say smells like hell, tastes like heaven. And hell is a little strong. It probably smells more like purgatory. And then we will also add a little splash of soy sauce, as well as 1 plop of ketchup, which is a new unit of measure I'm trying out. The plop. And then we'll go ahead and finish this off with some freshly ground black pepper, as well as a little squirt of hot sauce. And then we'll go ahead and take a whisk and give this a mix. And by the way, if you want to add cayenne, go ahead. I didn't because of the sriracha, but of course that's up to you. You are, after all, the moms and pops of your sticky garlic pork chops. So if you want to shake a little in, go ahead. But anyway, we're going to give that a mix, at which point I'm going to pour about half of that into this baking dish, in which I'll be marinating my pork chops, which are going to look a little something like this. So what I have here are 2 thick cut pork chops. Those go about 12 ounces each. And these are bone-in, by the way. But this will work regardless. And then what we'll do is pour the rest of our sauce/marinade over the top. And we'll sort of toss those around until they're well coated. And yes, of course you can do this in a zip-top bag, but one of my New Year's resolutions was to try to waste less of those. So I'm just going to go ahead and do them in this dish. And then once those are set, what we'll do is wrap that up and transfer them into the fridge for about 1 to 2 hours. All right, a little longer is probably okay, but I would say 1 or 2 hours is the minimum. And if you are going to marinate in a dish like this, what I like to do is pull it out and give those a flip every half hour or so, which may or may not be important. But I try to remember to do it anyway, because it just feels right. But anyway, I let mine marinate for about 1.5 hours, tossing occasionally, at which point they're ready to unwrap and prepare for the pan. And all that means is we're going to pull them out of this marinade and sort of scrape off the excess. And please, whatever you do, do not discard it. We're going to use that to make the sauce. In fact, that is the sauce. So we'll go ahead and remove those chops to a plate. And as I said, we'll scrape off any excess sauce and garlic. And once that's set, we can head to the stove and start cooking these up. And I'm going to be doing that in this nonstick skillet, into which I've added about a teaspoon of vegetable oil. And with our heat set to medium, we'll go ahead and place in our chops. And the reason we're doing these on medium is because there's so much sugar in the sauce, we don't want it to over-caramelize and get too black. All right, we just want a little bit of black. So what we'll do is cook these for about 5 minutes per side on medium. And then if need be, we'll finish them the rest of the way in the sauce. So I gave that first side about 5 minutes, and then went ahead and flipped them over. And as you can see, we have some beautiful caramelization happening. And by the way, if you're new to cooking, caramelization is just a fancy term chefs use for burning things on purpose. And believe it or not, that's exactly how we want this to look. So we'll do 5 minutes on one side, and then about 5 minutes on the other. And at that point, these should be close but not quite cooked, which is exactly what we want to have happen. And feel free to use a thermometer, but for me, the poke test works pretty good, and is very similar to cooking a chicken breast. Okay, when it goes from soft and mushy to kind of firm and springing back to the touch, you know you're pretty close. And then what we'll do after about 5 minutes per side on medium is remove those to a plate to rest. At which point we'll go ahead and take a spatula and scrape all that marinade into the pan, where as you'll see it'll transition into a sauce, which is really more of a glaze. And then once that's been added, what we'll do is raise our heat to medium-high and reduce this down until it's thick and sticky, which is only going to take a couple minutes. And you'll be the one that decides exactly how far to go. But as a visual guide, I'm going to let you see how far I went, which was this far. And then what we'll do once we've decided that's reduced enough is transfer our pork chops back in, along with, of course, any and all accumulated juices. And then our end game here is to reduce our heat to medium-low and simply cook these pork chops in that sauce, turning and basting occasionally until they're cooked exactly how we want. And for me, I'm going to shoot for an internal temp of about 140 to 145, which is generally lower than a lot of pork cooking guides give, but I'm fine with that. There's nothing worse than dry, overcooked pork. And it's really not a problem if there's a little touch of pink left in the meat. All right, just a little. But anyway, like I said, we'll go ahead and finish on medium-low, tossing and basting those chops as we see fit. And by the way, to make truly authentic sticky garlic pork chops, you're supposed to reduce this sauce all the way down to like a gluey glaze. But I don't like to go quite that far. All right, I want it thick and sticky, but I still want to be able to sort of spoon over the sauce. So I'm going to stop right about here. And if you did want yours thicker, just go ahead and turn up the heat and just let it reduce a little bit more. And that's it. Once our pork is cooked to our liking and the sauce is as thick and sticky as we want, we can go ahead and plate up. And in case you're keeping score at home, I'm going to serve that next to some bok choy brown rice. And we'll go ahead and spoon some of that amazing sticky garlic sauce over the top. And that's it. For something that required so little work, that looks stunning. And as gorgeous as this appearance truly is, the taste is equally, if not more impressive. So let me go ahead and slice in and try a piece and see how I did. And above and beyond that intensely flavorful, slightly sweet, incredibly garlicky, somewhat spicy sauce, the texture of this pork is absolutely fantastic. All right, because of the salt and sugar in the marinade, we've basically sort of achieved a brining effect. And as long as you don't overcook it, you are just going to be blown away at how moist and tender this comes out. So I really do love everything about this technique. And yes, we are consuming more than a few grams of sugar here. But because of that highly nutritional bok choy in the rice, it basically cancels it out. And long story short, everybody wins. So you can enjoy this guilt-free, which is scientifically proven to be much better for the digestion. But anyway, that's it. What I'm calling sticky garlic pork chops. If you like pork chops, and you like garlic, and you like things that are sticky, you are going to love these. So I really do hope you give these a try soon. Head over to foodwishes.com for all the ingredient amounts and more info as usual. And as always, enjoy.